Donna Hopkins, Pro Football Plus, out here at Commanders headquarters as they get ready for week number 7, facing the Carolina Panthers at 1-5. And it's Alumni weekend for this Washington Commanders team, and it's a big weekend also for number 28, Darrell Green, who gets his jersey retired this coming week. And got a chance to talk to Michael Steele about Darrell Green, about what he knows about the former cornerback as the player and also the person off the field. So before we go into breaking down this week's game against the Panthers, let's go to the locker room and hear what Michael Steele has to say about number 28, Darrell Green.
Just an amazing person. I think it's known that he played for 20 years, and that will never go unnoticed. But to be somebody that is as genuine of a person as he is, a God-fearing man, he's a great father, great husband. I think that's what stands out to me the most, because the way he lived outside of football is what I believe helped him be so successful on the field. A guy that did the right things all the time. And just, someone like myself who's, 24 years old, he paved the way for guys like me. So just very appreciative of what he's done for the game of football. And then, just now being in the same organization as him, what he did for, the Washington community. So he's someone that I'm going to always look up to, always reach out to, and, hopefully I'm always in his corner. He, like you just mentioned, had phenomenal speed, phenomenal footwork. And he told me that's what he repped every single day. And that takes practice to be able to do that over and over and over again. And he put that time in, he put the work in to do exactly that. And so just him, he was just playing fast. He made great plays on the football. He had great man coverage. He knew what formations, what type of routes and stuff he was going to get. He knew the run game very well, and he wasn't afraid to challenge anybody, whether it was, Jerry Rice, all the great receivers back then. What I'm saying? Michael Irvin, he told me a few stories about going against those guys, like when he was in scout practice, or when he was in practice, what he would tell the scout receivers, how he'd want them to run routes based off of what he was going to get in the games from those types of receivers. So just knowing who he was going against all the time, I think, that helped him tremendously when it came to the game.
Well, Brian Robinson is hoping to be back into that lineup this week, and I know it will be a big lift for this offense who missed him against the Ravens. I saw him out at practice this week, and he looked like he's ready to go. Looked like the old Brian Robinson, no lingering effects of that knee. So nothing has been said if he's going to be in the lineup, but I expect him to be in the lineup. You look at the running game for this Washington Commanders team and what they've been able to do all season long. They're averaging over 157 yards per game on the ground, and Brian Robinson, 5 touchdowns on the season. So you know how important he is to be in that lineup this week.
I don't want to miss nothing. I don't want to miss a day, a second out on the field. So, just being back out there, feels great. I mean, it's Wednesday. I moved today. I felt good today. Obviously that's a decision coaches got to make. Like I said, I feel great. Feel more like myself again. Just knowing that we all have our own skill sets that we need to try to maximize. So we try to complement each other the best way we can. If I need to go be physical so Austin can come in and slice guys up, then we need to try to maximize that.
So you look at Jayden Daniels and what he's been able to do this year, and Cliff Kingsbury said this week that the game is starting to slow down for Jayden Daniels, which is a key in him surveying the field and grasping the offense a little bit more. And you like what you've been able to see from him. The Commanders' offense is one of the most potent offenses in football, with the connections between Jayden and the receivers right now, and having that running game to add to it, that balanced attack that we've been able to see, except probably in that Ravens game. So again, it's good to have hopefully Brian Robinson back in the lineup. And what can you say say about Jayden Daniels and what he's been able to do. And when you look at the Carolina Panthers defense, this is a defense that's hurt right now. I mean, they're still trying to navigate through, that rebuild of that team. But still, I expect that Jayden Daniels will be able to have a career day in the passing game, and tapped on with that running game. This should be a big day for the offense. So let's go into the locker room to hear what they had to say on the offensive side of the ball of facing the Panthers this week. But as this team navigates through that loss they suffered last week, what are some key things you think this week when looking at the offensive game?
Just hone back in on the details. Anytime you take a loss, you got to analyze the film, see where you slipped up at, and don't let it happen again. And I think we're very focused on making it happen.
I'm important Brian Robinson possibly back in that lineup this week. What does he mean to this lineup also?
He means everything. He brings a lot of physicality to the game, a lot of versatility. Not only is he powerful, but he's fast. He can catch out of the backfield. So he presents a lot of problems for defenses, and that only makes our offense better.
What happened last game wasn't just a personnel issue, but really just, like I said, executing as a whole offense. So I think all those guys back there, from Burov to J-Mac, Austin, they all doing a great job, run really hard. We just got to make sure to get them that gap to where they can get through there.
Heading into a game against the Carolina Panthers, when you look at this team offensively, defensively, what comes to mind? What have the coaches talked about this week in you all preparing for this next challenge?
Yeah, obviously they have great players all across the team. On defense, they have great vets on the D-line, so making sure we prepare well, make sure that we're on track, we're executing right, sticking to the game plan.
Well, when you look at the Washington Commanders defense this year, and pretty much they've picked it up except that Ravens game. They were exposed a little bit more in the secondary. That middle was wide open. But on the year, only one interception, and that was last week with Mike Senra still getting his first pick and the team's first pick. And that's something that this defensive staff is hoping to see more of, them creating turnovers. But sack-wise, they've got 11 on the year, this defense, and this week they lose John Allen for the season. And also Armstrong, they don't know if he's going to be able to play, and that would be a big blow, losing two people on that defensive line. But Johnny Newton is the guy that's going to step in for John Allen in that middle next to Deron Payne, a new area for him. So he's ready to go. So let's go in the locker room to hear what Johnny Newton had to say about his new role this week, and also hear from some of the other defensive players about facing the Carolina Panthers.
Just take advantage of every opportunity that I get. That's my mindset. No matter what the circumstance is. I talked to John. He told me what it was. I was like, I just know it's my time now. I don't want no drop-off, so just go in there and play the same level that he did. He a vet with a lot of experience. I'll be picking him, Duran, Sheldon, all the vets in our room that's been there before. That's played a lot, and just relying on them and leaning on them with film and helping me throughout the process.
And what are the biggest things that some of the coaches are saying to you in changing the role right now and in moving forward?
Yeah, they just keep telling me no moment's too big for me. They trust me, they're confident in me. That's why they put me in this role to replace John. So I just know with their trust, I just got to go out there and be me, play to the highest level that I can.
Team coming off a loss to the Baltimore Ravens in a tough one, but now you got the Carolina Panthers coming up. Talk to me about just facing them and this defense moving forward.
Tough loss last week, of course. We just taking it 1 week at a time, man, just trying to get better, learn from our mistakes last week, and, just be prepared for Carolina. I mean, they definitely have a great run game, man, and, of course, the coach got some calls that we're going to put in, man, and, stop the run. So, we definitely prepared for it. They're a great team, great running game. So, that's something we just got to stop.
Down through these many games as the things that you like about what you're seeing in the secondary right now.
I think we're starting to come together, man. I still don't think, where we want to be as a group. But just being able to come together, man, just grow as a group from game to game and just keep improving.
This team took a hard one last week. You all fought to the bitter end, almost came out with that win. But as we move forward, your first interception last week, talk to me a little bit about just that game and moving forward to face Carolina this week.
You know, that's a great game for us to learn from and build off of. You know, we went against a great team. You know, no one in here likes losing. You know, it's just tough. Everybody, you know, we hate losing. We want to win. That's a culture. We want to build a winning culture. But like I said, just a great game to learn from. I think we learned a lot about ourselves in that game as well. So, you know, just moving forward, you know, learn from your mistakes. You get better. You get back to the film room, and then, you know, when you're out there practicing, you know, you don't want to make the same mistakes you were making, and just, you know, you just shift your focus to the next opponent. You know, you can't dwell on what happened. So Carolina's, you know, that's who's next. So we just got to focus on Carolina.
Before I move on to Carolina, your first one that landed in your hands, talk to me about that.
Just, you know, being around the ball. We were in a man coverage. I you know, broke on my man, looked inside to find the ball, and, you know, there it was right there in front of me. And next thing that I was thinking was go score. Lamar made a great tackle, so hats off to him. But you never want to get tackled by a quarterback after, you know, getting the interception.
Definitely not, but Coach Quinn was talking about, you know, this team getting more turnovers and everything. You all got your first one, but as we move on to Carolina, what are some of the challenges there? What are some of the focuses there for this defense? They've got a good running game also.
Oh, yeah, you know, they have, you know, Andy Dalton's a very experienced quarterback, great running backs as well, like you just mentioned. And then they have a great receiver in, you know, Johnson, and then, you know, the rookie they just drafted, Liggett. So, you know, they have some things that will challenge us. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, you know, who we're going against. We got to go out there, you know, play by our rules, you know, execute within our calls, and, you know, just do the things that, you know, we know we're good at doing. So it doesn't matter who the opponent is. As long as we do what we're supposed to, then, you know, we can always get the outcome we want.
Well, Dan Quinn said that this team is not where they want it to be right now, and they have some things to sharpen up. When they face the Carolina Panthers at 1-5, hopefully they're looking to bounce back from that loss against the Carolina Panthers. But it's a big weekend, alumni weekend, where Darrell Green, number 28, gets his jersey retired. So it's a lot of things building this weekend as the alumni come back, one of my favorite times of the year. But first things first is for this team to take care of business in bouncing back from that loss they had against the Baltimore Ravens and get a win this week. So out at Commanders headquarters, this is Donna Hopkins for Pro Football Plus.